Hey Poptropicans, it's Captain Crawfish here today to help you play through Mystery of the Map Island. A few things before we start. One, this video contains spoilers, so if you want to go into it totally fresh, don't watch the video until after you've played the island, because we're not going to hide anything from you here. Two, if you haven't had a chance to read the graphic novel that this island is based on, you can go to poptropica.com/graphic novel and read the whole thing start to finish. Finally, you'll see I'm wearing my awesome Galactic Hot Dogs Mega Dog costume. This is still available to everybody for free. You just enter the promo code GHDBOOK and you'll get yours. It's only going to be available for a limited time, so go to Poptropica now to get yours. While you're there, why not play through Galactic Hot Dogs Island? We've got a walkthrough for that too. Alright, let's get started. Heading to the right from the blimp, we automatically see this guy up in the trees. We'll come to know him as Octavian. He asks us for help, and this being Poptropica, of course we're going to say yes. We have a little conversation that plays automatically here. At the end of it, Octavian is going to give us a map. The map is a huge part of this quest, so we'll take a look at it quickly right now. You can use it out of your inventory. You can also use it if you leave many of the scenes. You'll see it's sort of showing the island in real time. It shows the water running and the wind blowing. We can teleport to any of these places whenever we need to. We don't need to do it right this second, so I'm not going to, but later on you'll see me doing it a lot. To the right is this boat and something covered by sand. Too much for me to dig out right now, and I also can't swim anywhere, so it's about time to give that map a try. You can visit these scenes in any order. I do know what order I want to go in, so I'm going to head straight to this camp. It might be more fun for you to explore, but, you know, I'm all about business here. As soon as I enter the camp, I can pick up this shovel, but as of right now I can't go any further because this Viking gentleman is tending his campsite and won't let me in. We'll be back later. But now that I have a shovel, I can head back to the beach. I can't go to the beach directly from the map, but I can go to the jungle. So I'll do that, and then head rightward from here. Now, you're an old Poptropica pro, I know, so there's not very much I need to tell you here about how to use the shovel from your inventory. A couple of quick digs and it reveals an even cooler item inside this boat, which I will pick up automatically. This is going to be the battle axe. And with Octavian stuck up in that tree as he was, clearly the axe is the right tool for the job, so again I'll run over here and use the axe to chop him down. Stand back and enjoy the show. After he falls down, I'll head to the right. Something of note here, this rope that falls on the ground, I can pick it up. And then I'll have this conversation with Octavian. You don't need to have the conversation right now, but this is one of those quest-critical bits of dialogue where if you don't go through all of these dialogue options, you won't be able to proceed in the quest. So it's best to just do it now, do all three of these, and then Octavian will leave, and you'll be able to move on without having to come back here. So he tells us that a map was stolen from him, and he thinks that most likely the people who stole it from him are at the Viking fortress trying to sell it. Now, he's going to run off into the woods, and using that bit of information, we'll go up to the Viking fortress and see if we can find another clue here. Here we are, down in this dry moat. We can knock on the front door, but apparently they throw kids in pens around here, so probably we want to heed that warning. We'll keep exploring, though. And out here at this trash chute comes something that doesn't look a whole lot like trash, so we'll pick that up and hang on to it for now. But obviously we have to keep exploring. At this point, you can really go to any scene to explore. You'll notice there are some Z's coming out of the tent on that camp, which wasn't there before. So, to me, that's something worth exploring. And this time we aren't stopped. It appears that Viking went to sleep in his tent, which is good. It means we can go further into his campsite and pick up something else, this time gunpowder. And now we'll head back to the map. So notice the map does get updated every time something happens. The tree fell down, and this will keep going on. A lot of times, the clue for what you need to do next will come from the map having changed. Here we're in the dodo habitat. You see a lot of trash wrappers and skeletons. Obviously, the dodos love to eat. If you notice something shiny here from the map, well, there it is in this nest, but we can't reach it right now. The dodos are too territorial, so we'll have to figure out some way to get them away from there. Where haven't we gone yet? We have not been to the waterfall yet, so let's check that scene out now. This is another two-parter. The map will take me to this scene in particular, but I can also climb up through here and access yet another scene up through the top. Here I am at the top of a mountain with a pile of rocks that I'm not strong enough to move myself, although I may have something in my inventory that can help. There's some gunpowder, but that alone isn't going to do it. We'll just file that one away for later. At the bottom of the waterfall, you might have noticed these adorable fish swimming around. You can actually click on them, and your character will attempt to pick them up, but of course it's nearly impossible to carry a fish with your bare hands. But if you had something to carry them in, that would be a different story. It so happens that we do. If you've ever won a goldfish at the carnival, you know you carry it around in a plastic bag full of water. It's basically what we're going to do here with that fancy goblet that we found earlier. Now we'll take another look at the map and head back to that dodo habitat. Maybe we can get that shiny thing now. We know these dodos love to eat, and we know we have something they might like to eat. So, once you have the goblet with the fish in it, use it right here, and you'll throw the fish on the ground. This is the distraction we needed to clear the dodos out of here. Once they're gone, we can go over to the right, jump up to the nest, and pick up the item that's there. It helps if you don't fall down on your way. Up here we pick it up, it's a lens. Now, anybody who's ever used a magnifying glass on a hot summer's day knows that these kinds of lenses can sometimes be used for other things besides magnification. So, we'll go back to the waterfall, make our way back up to the peak. You remember that we already set some gunpowder here. There's a couple other things in our inventory that might help us blow those rocks down. Set a fuse using our rope, and now using the lens, we can set it on fire. And that'll blow up the gunpowder and cause a rock slide. When we go back to the waterfall now, we'll remark that it looks quite a bit different. It's actually rerouted the entire river. When I open up my map, you're going to see the difference now. That moat around the Viking fortress has been filled in. So let's go there and see if we can do something different now. Swim across to the other side. Still don't want to tempt fate by trying to go in that front door. Here on the other bank is what looks like a tree that might come down easily. Here's our trusty old axe. We'll knock the tree down. That forms a little raft which we can stand on, and now we can enter the fortress through the trash chute. Good news is that once inside the Viking fortress, we don't really have to skulk around and hide. They think we're just a servant, and as a result, nobody really pays very much attention to us. This guy here is the cook, and he tells us that everybody wants their food and drinks. Couple things I can do here. First, I'm going to jump up onto that ledge and get drippings. Yes, they look delicious. Who knows what drippings even are? Through this door is a throne room. There's the Viking leader, Eric the Red. And he says, somebody stole his goblet. He wants it back. He's going to count to 10, and if anybody just puts it back, it'll be fine. As it happens, I think that I know what goblet he's referring to. but it sure doesn't sound like people are all that eager to incur this guy's wrath, so for now I'm not going to do anything with it. Back in the dining hall, we'll try picking up this tray. So you see me here holding this tray with 3 cups. Now if I click on these Vikings, I'll hand them the cups. Handing it to that big guy is one of the very important things you need to do. It's actually the only one you need to do here, and I'll explain to you why later, but I want to also show you that you can hand it off to everybody. And I'll head further right now, and these are the pig pens. And there's Octavian again. Now, if you didn't read the graphic novel, or if you just didn't think very far ahead on this quest, yep, you better believe he's a bad guy, and he's about to let his evil intentions be known. So I'm going to hide behind this bale of hay, and we'll watch this scene play out. As soon as Octavian leaves, this other guard comes in. You'll see he's teasing, if not tormenting, the pigs by giving them just a little bit of food out of that bucket. He also won't let me past. So, thing to do, we know those pigs are hungry. Hungry animals sure are a big part of this quest. If we use the bucket of drippings, we'll put them all over this poor guy, bringing dozens of ravenous pigs storming out of the pen. Sucker. Now I can go talk to the kids. Obviously they need to be let out of the pen. They're behind a locked door. So for the 3rd time, we'll use this trusty battle axe and smash down that door to let the kids out. No, I guess we never get to use it in a real battle, but this is still pretty good. Kids come out. They are grateful, naturally, and Jorge, he's the dark-haired one, gives me a little reward for letting them out. Just a candy bar. It'll be nice. Maybe once we're all safe and sound, I'll eat it, but not right now. So we have a little problem here. We can't just walk right out the front door. Obviously, all of the Vikings know that these kids are supposed to be locked up. So maybe if we can find a disguise. We know we've seen at least one, if not more than one thing, that we can use as a Viking disguise. Here, having given this Viking his cup, we can sneak behind him and take his furs. If you haven't given him a cup, you won't be able to take his furs. There's one other thing we need. We'll need a hat or a helmet. Here's how to get that. First, you use the goblet here to put it on this tray. When you pick it up, you'll see that it's now there along the other non-awesome looking goblets. Take it into the throne room, and as you start to walk past these people, each one of them will take one of the cups off your tray, until only the fancy goblet is left. Now this poor guy is so oblivious that he does take the goblet from you. And then when Eric the Red turns around, there's his trusted friend Thorlak holding his fancy pants goblet. It's kind of a sad scene, and you know, if we didn't need to get out of this Viking fortress so bad, you'd almost feel bad about it. As the others start backing away slowly, we see the full wrath of Eric the Red. He whips his helmet across the room. If you're curious, you can talk to Eric. He mostly just feels betrayed. Again, would be sad if it wasn't for the fact that we're just trying to rip them off. We pick up the helmet. With that and the furs, we can go put on our Viking disguise, so we'll head back to the pig pens and do that. Thoughtfully, the kids are still waiting for us right here, so we just need to use the 2 items. We'll use the furs, which Jorge puts on, and then we'll use the helmet, which Oliver puts on. And once we do that, this next game is going to trigger automatically. You see here we're dressed up as that large Viking and sitting on one another's shoulders. This is just a balance game. You just need to make sure that you keep moving in the direction that you're falling over. You just do that by clicking on the mouse or the touchscreen if you're playing on mobile. If you go too fast or hold the button down too long, you'll start to fall over the other way and you'll need to correct. I've had the luxury of playing this about 15 times so far, so I'm able to get through it pretty easily. We're just trying to make our way through to the chute. Once you get within clicking range of it, click on the exit, and then this next part will play automatically. Call us mint jelly, because we're on the lam. Everybody jumps down through the chute. You see a little scene here where we're using this log to raft our way out of danger, we hope. Of course, nothing's ever that easy. This is nearly the end of an island, so yep, we got a chase scene. See, the four of us are on this log, talking about needing to get back to the beach to try to stop Octavian before he leaves the island. Great, sounds easy, sounds like no problem. Except for this gigantic Viking who's now going to start throwing rocks at us. There's two things to account for. One, you see I just hit those rocks, and that causes me to temporarily lose control of the raft. Because of that, I got hit by a rock, and that knocked Jorge unconscious. If you get hit 4 times, you'll lose this game and have to restart. So the main thing to bear in mind is as soon as the Viking starts throwing a rock at you, that's when you want to make a big move to try to get out of the way of its path. When you do that, you just need to make sure that you don't hit any of these rocks, because if you do, you will almost certainly get hit. Other than that, it's academic. You just need to dodge and make it through here safely. There we go. Once you make it far enough, we automatically take over. I'll show you this dramatic scene. Hey, nobody's in a hot dog costume on that boat. Alright, we're back on the beach. There's Octavian. There's his boat. End game. Octavian is planning to escape. However, this whole ruckus draws the attention of a few angry and aggressive birds that you may remember from previously in the island. So, what can we do to try to prevent Octavian from leaving? Well, there's one inventory item we still haven't used that we know these birds will go crazy for. So we'll use the candy bar. That takes care of Octavian, and he dropped the map. So the kids recover it. They ask me if I want to come with them, but, you know, I'm a lone wolf. I kind of do my own thing, so I say no. And of course Maya's been toting around this medallion, I guess, this entire time. That's only my 50th or so. Thanks, Maya. Kids sail away to adventure, and here I am, a man alone on a beach with his thoughts in a hot dog costume. Thanks for watching the video, and if you want to play Mystery of the Map Island, visit Poptropica.com.